me your secrets. Show me your nightmares. All cats are gray in the dark, dear, whether or not you dare.
Welcome to All Cats Are Gray in the Dark. I'm your host, April Simmons. This podcast contains true cases of graphic violent crimes and other stories of a dark nature. Please be advised that due to the subject matter and violent, sometimes sexual content and obscene language, this podcast is not for children or the faint of heart.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the Mandela Effect, which some of you may have heard of, may be familiar with. But for those of you that haven't heard of it, Mandela Effect refers to when a large number of people share a false memory originally attributed to the existence of multiple universes.
See, I thought it was when Nelson Mandela took a shit. It's
No.
the effects that he has when he eats Taco Bell.
Maybe so. But he's dead, so that would be weird. But,
That would be a terrible effect.
Yeah, that would be a terrible effect. And a really freaky one.
Although this is, from what I've read, a very freaky effect anyway.
It freaks me out, some of the stuff I've read about it. I'm like, what? But I remember that. Why? It hurts my brain. But I thought I would just point this out for our own entertainment, that the term Mandela Effect was coined in the Dragon Con green room at Dragon Con in Atlanta.
I love Dragon Con.
Yeah, we've both been to Dragon Con multiple times, including together.
Actually, the only time I've ever been was with you. Yeah.
And it's from the lady that apparently coined the phrase, runs the MandelaEffect.com, which was where a lot of this information that I've got for this episode came from, so I had to give a shout out for that. Her name is Fiona Broom.
Cool name.
Yeah. I think she's actually a paranormal investigator or something along those lines. The reason it was called the Mandela Effect was because that's the first thing they discussed. It was first reported memories included Nelson Mandela's funeral in the late 20th century. Many people remembered nearly identical details of the funeral coverage on American, Canadian, and British TV.
I remember it.
None of us could explain that coincidence. It was widely believed that he had died in prison during the 1980s. In reality, Mandela was freed in 1990 and passed away in 2013, despite people's claims that they remember clips of his funeral on TV.
I vaguely remember clips of his funeral on TV.
This one, it's like I can vaguely remember hearing about his death before, but I don't remember TV coverage or anything. So I kind of am halfway baffled by that one, but it's not as creepy as some of the other stuff to me.
Right.
And this is
because, I mean, it's Nelson Mandela.
Yeah. And this one is what trips me out, and I don't know why this one trips me out as more than like all the other ones, but this is the question that I've been asking people. I've been randomly asking my friends and family, what color is chartreuse? And most people,
I thought it was blue.
Most people say it is a shade of red. Some recall it as a maroonish red, some as a magenta, some is more of like a purplish red kind of color. Those are all kind of similar to me anyway. But what color is actually chartreuse? It is, in this time stream at least, yellow-green.
Really?
Yes.
See, and I didn't know that. And I keep thinking, The Devil Wears Prada, they're talking about all the different shades of blue. This is cerulean blue. It's not just blue. And I keep thinking chartreuse is a shade of like one of those mini blues. But I guess.
But I would swear I even had a crayon that had chartreuse on it, and then it was like maroon. But it did not exist that way. It never did.
I remember a crayon with the word chartreuse on it, but I can't remember what color was on it.
I swear I had a maroon colored crayon that said chartreuse on it. So I'm just like, this hurts my fucking brain. Okay. Like I have mental issues already. Some of these make me question my fucking sanity. Like, really.
It makes me question my childhood. Things that I remember from my childhood that apparently did not happen like
our
Nelson
next
Mandela.
one.
Or...
Like our next one, Berenstain Bears. It is spelled with an A in the last syllable, not with an E.
No, it's not. It's not. Oh, you'll never make me believe that.
The vast majority recall the books as Berenstain Bears with an E. However, the books in this time strain are Berenstain Bears with Stain as the last syllable.
It will always be Steen to me.
A, not E.
It will always be the Berenstain Bears.
That's how most people remember it.
Yeah, so that's how I remember it.
But it's so bizarre because people have even like gone as far as like looking back through like the Library of Congress registration stuff and trying to find out if it just changed at some point. But no, it did not. It has always been with an A.
When you Google it, it comes up with an A. I don't fucking remember it that way.
I don't fucking buy it. Something is wrong. We're in the fucking Matrix, goddammit.
In the Matrix, they changed it. Fuck that. No, it's
I refuse to accept that. It has an E in it. Some people recall Mother Teresa being canonized before 2016. She was not canonized until 2016. Some people recall her being canonized in the 90s, and they also recall her name being spelled with an H. It does not have an H in it.
I don't remember it being spelled with an H. I always thought it was Teresa, but I do remember or thinking that, I mean, she's just always been canonized to me since the day she was born. She's Mother Teresa, you know?
Yeah. But people remember her being canonized before then, and she was not.
She should have been.
The next one. Now, I remember when this happened, but I don't remember the date or anything. The Challenger explosion. Was it 84, 85, or 86? Because people remember it differently.
It was 86.
It was 86. In this reality, the space shuttle Challenger exploded in January 1986. However, it's clear that many others recall it exploding earlier. Also, the Columbia disaster, which much later in 2003. So it's not a simple name confusion. So a lot of people confuse the year on that.
I remember because when the Challenger exploded, I was in 5th grade, and that was 1986. And my 5th grade teacher was wearing white pants that were see-through with a black pair of panties with a little Playboy bunny on the hip. That's how much I remember of that day. I remember being in class, watching it explode, and all I could think about was her white see-through pants with the black Playboy bunny panties on. And I was like, why is a 5th grade teacher wearing that in front of the class?
Yeah.
I remember distinctly that day.
That's a whole nother episode. But anyway.
I distinctly remember that day. It was 1986.
We're going to talk about that in therapy later. Why do you remember that?
Yeah.
Instead of the Challenger explosion. Anyway, no. I don't remember what grade I was in or anything or what year it was, but I do remember I was in elementary school and we were in the elementary school library, which most of the time I think our teacher hated us and she most of the time just put on a movie or something. But that day she put on the footage of the Challenger explosion. I believe.
So you were watching it live too? Yeah, we saw it live. They pulled a TV into the room and we watched it live.
So our teacher let us watch that live in the library. So the next one, the Lindbergh baby.
I remember reading about the kidnapping.
Most people remember that he was never found, but that is not true. In this time stream, the 20-month-old baby was found May 12th, 1932. Dead, of course, dead. His body was found. But
I don't remember ever hearing of it being found. Yeah, to me it was like this huge unsolved mystery that he was never found. That's what I've
always thought too until recently, and when I started looking into it. I believe I looked into it after I saw that movie. I think it was it Murder on the Orient Express or something where that gets brought up? Because one of the people on the train is somehow related to that, on the run from that situation. But I can't remember exactly, but I think it was from that movie. But because of that movie, I went and looked it up and I was like, holy shit, they actually found his body. I thought he had just been missing indefinitely.
Yeah, I thought he was forever missing.
Yeah, no, he was dead.
And didn't the kidnapper use a ladder? Wasn't he on the second story and the kidnapper used a ladder?
And I believe it was the nanny or whatever that helped the guy get the baby or whatever. It was.
So
I believe the nanny was somehow involved.
I was going to say,
or a maid or something.
Did they find out? Did they convict anyone? Did they find out?
I believe they did.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and read that story more because I always heard that they, never found out who did it. There were over 10 suspects and they never could figure out who it was, and that the body was never found. So interesting.
But it's like, unless you specifically sought out that information, most people just all have that same mindset, like,
right,
he was never found.
It was a very famous case. I know that, especially back in the day.
Next is the Sinbad one.
See, that's my favorite one because I 100% distinctly remember Sinbad being a fucking genie in a movie.
Did he ever play a genie in a major movie? Was it Shazam? And was it spelled with 2 A's or like Shazam, or was it with 1 A?
I remember it with 1 A.
Did he ever play a genie? He says no.
Well, he can fuck right off. Because I remember it.
And he says that everybody's just confusing him with the Shaq movie.
No, I wasn't Shaq. It was Sinbad.
Like, was it Kazam or I can't remember.
Yeah, something
But everybody says, no, you're just confusing it with but no, everybody remembers Sinbad as a genie. And nobody can get that out of their heads.
If you remember Sinbad being a genie, email me at skitzoette@gmail.com. We will start a fucking petition to make Sinbad
be like, shut up, Sinbad, you don't know what you're talking about.
Right. He must have
It's your life, but we know.
He must have been on drugs at the time. I don't know.
This one actually tripped me out a little bit, and it's probably going to make me sound really dumb. 51 or 52 states.
There's 51 states.
No, there's 50.
Oh, 50. Well, there's 51 counting Puerto Rico.
Yes, but Puerto Rico,
yeah. We own it, but it's not. Okay, I feel like an idiot now.
But when
you said 51 or 52.
But that's what most people say.
I know there's not 52. There's 50, but then there's a +1 because of Puerto Rico.
Don't feel stupid because that's what most people say is 51 or 52.
Well,
because some people count DC also.
DC is a city, not a state.
It's a district or whatever. It's not even really a city, but so some people count DC, some people count Puerto Rico, but
I count Puerto Rico because you don't need a passport to even go there if you're not a state citizen, and but that tells me it's a state.
Technically speaking, though, it's 50, and that has fucking blown my mind because I thought it was like 52 for the longest time. And it wasn't that even I was counting those specifically. I just had it in my brain that it was 52 somehow.
Oh, well, yeah. No, I've always thought 50. I mean, because it's 50 states, but Puerto Rico. There's the ice maker.
Yeah. Your ice maker just startled me.
It's haunted.
I'm like, holy shit, it's the Matrix. It's coming to get us. Anyway, like the Matrix is some entity. The Matrix is an entity that's coming to get me. The next one is Rodney King. Some people have alternative memories of his death, including one during the infamous incident in 1991.
No,
but he lived on
drowned
for
in a
several
swimming pool. Yeah.
He lived for many years after.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they beat the shit out of him. He's the reason
and he also
that the
got on drugs
started.
after that, too. Because I saw him on, like, Celebrity Rehab, I think.
Oh, wow.
Out many, many years later. This one, I haven't seen this in so long that I don't remember. It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Did the Great Pumpkin appear near the end of the holiday special, or was it just Snoopy's shadow?
Okay, guilty confession here. I've never watched that, so I have no idea.
I don't remember if I have, honestly. I think I have at some point when I was little, but I don't remember.
I might have, at some point when I was little, but I don't remember it. I don't remember
either, and it's kind of a shame issue for me because, like,
we love Halloween.
I love Halloween, but it's like I've never
been a Charlie Brown fan though.
I like Charlie Brown, but I don't love Charlie Brown.
I didn't dislike it. It was just, I skipped over that, in the comic section of the Sunday paper.
And was the cartoonist Charles Schultz with a T in it, or just Charles Schultz with a Z?
It's with a Z.
Both have a Z, but it's...
I don't think it's with a T. I don't think there's a T in it.
Yeah, you're actually right on that one. It's without the T in it, and it says that in the movie... It was the latter, so it was just Snoopy's shadow, but a lot of people remember it differently. And not the Great Pumpkin appearing, basically. It was just Snoopy.
Okay.
But for some reason, people remember different versions of that ending.
Maybe there was, a lot of movies have alternate endings. Maybe they switch it up every couple of
People-
years just to
people have
fuck with
researched
people.
this shit, though. And it's not. Another one is Billy Graham's funeral on TV prior to his death in February of 2018.
I have no idea.
I thought he died earlier than that myself. I was just like,
that man's been dead for 30 years. He's just been a walking corpse going around preaching for the past 30 years.
Yeah.
And he reminds me of the old man in Poltergeist 2. Come to the light, Carol Ann.
yeah.
And he's just, Billy Graham's a creepy old man. Well, now he's a dead creepy old man, but.
Which is twice the creepy. You get your great respectful death quotes here.
Yeah.
We're so great. Kind of feeling bad.
I mean, I respect the dude. He made a fortune, preaching.
But I guess I don't feel as guilty about that one, but I kind of feel guilty about us joking about Nelson Mandela dead at the beginning.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I hate that either one of them are dead. I don't wish death on anybody, but yeah.
Except that one guy. But anyway.
Oh, that one guy. Yeah. Yeah. Always that one guy.
Have you noticed that for most women, there's always that one guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I can think of somebody,
I think everybody in the world can think of one person that they don't necessarily want them dead, but it's just like if they die, it's like, okay, there's no loss there.
To die, it's going to be that person.
Yeah, there's no loss there.
The next one's kind of trippy. Henry VIII. Many people recall a painted portrait of Henry VIII holding a turkey leg. It does not exist.
I know the picture that people are thinking of.
There has been pictures after that, but people think that...
Right.
People even say that
there's an original from that era.
Yeah.
Time. Yeah.
And people say that they saw this picture in their freaking history book and shit.
Really?
That's like not...
I remember a picture of him like in this big fur-looking coat thing. Yeah. But I don't remember a turkey
Most
leg.
of them remember him having a turkey leg in his hand.
I want a turkey leg now.
But it's like, I remember that picture. I don't necessarily remember it from a history book,
but I remember one
of
him with a turkey leg, but it was not an original. It was like later on. And I'm going to have to look that up now.
Okay.
I'm sure someone's done it by now.
No. I know I've seen a picture of it at some point that somebody's done, but.
Yeah.
But people claim that that there was this actual portrait of him from that time with a turkey leg in it, and it does not exist. And while you're looking that up, William Daniels, do you know who that is?
No.
The voice of Kit from Knight Rider, and he was Mr. Feeney in Boy Meets World. That's where a lot of the people know him from. Did not die in the early 2000s. In fact, many recall him as Mr. Feeney in Boy Meets World or the voice of Kit. Daniels is still witty and opinionated at age 92 in July of 2019.
Oh, God bless him.
But everybody thinks he's dead. I thought he was dead. Until I read this, I was like, wait, what? I thought he was dead.
I didn't know. Hadn't thought about it.
Okay,
he's holding like a mirror or something, Henry VIII, in this original painting that makes it look like a turkey leg. I think that's a mirror.
Maybe so, but there's more clearer ones that are just of him by himself that people
that's not
swear.
The picture that I remember.
Yeah, that's not the picture that whole thing is based on.
Right.
It's one of him standing by himself.
Yeah, I kind of remember that one too, but there's no turkey leg in that one. I don't know.
Look it up for yourself, folks.
Yeah, it doesn't really even fucking matter. Because see, now you got where people have actually added it to pictures. Yeah.
How much time are we in here?
We are at 20 minutes.
Let's take a short break and hear from our sponsor.
We'll be right back after these sponsored messages.
Hey everyone, Chuy here, host of the Screaming Chuy Show. Now I know what you're wondering, what the hell is the Screaming Chuy Show? Well, it's a podcast. And what is it about? Well, I don't really have a theme for it. So it could be random shit like, why do farts stink more in the shower? Yeah, I know you've wondered that before and too lazy to Google it. I got you. So if you're curious, check it out. You know, other things like that one time my mother accidentally took my THC infused gummies, edibles. Yeah, she's never smoked pot in her life, so that was very interesting. Also mystery. I love that kind of stuff. Anything scary, creepy, mysterious, I got you. For example, the Dayloff Pass incident. Very creepy, very interesting. To this day, is still an unsolved mystery, an open case. So, whether you're driving to work, bored at work, or in the shower, or reading a book, and you need some background noise, I got you. So tune in. Thanks for listening. Later.
Do you like it deeper, harder, wetter,
I do.
and full of sexy, racy language?
I do.
Pelvic Sorcery is two Southern redheads discussing their own personal experiences in the bedroom and all the terrible advice they can possibly give on the subject of sex and relationships. Listener discretion is advised.
It is.
Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, we got too far down the list. I kind of got caught up in it, and now we're running out of time. But Donna, are you listening? Anyway, the last one on the list that I have, there's many more, I assure you. You can go to the mangledfairy.com, and there's a shit ton of them. I may actually pull up this. There's a link I have that I might pull up, or I might just wing it and talk about it from the top of my head. But there's the last one I have on the list. Fidel Castro, people remember him dying in 2011.
No,
He died in 2016.
Right. He had a stroke or got sick or almost died around that time. My former best friend was in love with Fidel Castro. Like, she would have left the state, jumped a plane, moved to Cuba, and married that old fucker. And I have no idea why. No clue. Because, well, she was fucking weird, but... and on a lot of drugs. He got sick around that time, 2011, I remember. And I think that may have even been the year that his brother took over. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he didn't. He died just a few years ago. What was it, 2016? Yeah, that sounds right.
But some people recall 2011.
Is when he died.
Yeah.
No, that's just when his brother took over or whatever.
Okay, and I didn't have this one on the list, but I had a link because I thought this was an interesting story because I think this part of the... Okay, do you remember Brian Williams, who's like a news anchor?
Dude, everybody does, because he was the fucking liar. There's so many amazing memes about Brian Williams. I love it. I was there. The I was there memes, because he swears he was like in fucking Black Hawk Down and he was in the Twin Towers or some bullshit.
He said that he was in a helicopter that was under fire.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
And he was not. Yeah.
And that I believe he said that it had gotten shot down or whatever. It turns out it was a helicopter in front of his or something that got attacked or whatever. But in more recent interviews, he has said that he remembers it like it really happened.
He's just trying to cover his own ass because he was fired from his job. He was completely discredited.
But here's the
nobody
thing.
can trust what he says anymore.
And the pilot remembers the same thing though.
The pilot's probably doing coke off a hooker's ass with him in some hotel room by now. I mean, they're probably friends.
You could be right, but it's just really odd because he says that he's even gone back and read stuff that he wrote in like his personal journals and stuff about what happened and everything.
Okay, well then I'm going to chalk it up to like a mental illness of some sort.
Mental breakdown in the middle of because he was in this situation.
Of all this, yeah. I mean, PTSD is real, 100% real. I know, I've seen it firsthand. PTSD is a real thing. However, and Brian Williams did, he was a fantastic journalist at one point, and he did go into war zones, but he wasn't shot down in a chopper. I mean, everybody knows that. So he may have had some kind of lapse or, whatever, a mental snap. And he may honestly believe that he did. I think there's a lot of pathological liars out there in the world who lie so much that they start to believe their own lies. There's some kind of little mental trigger in there that causes people to start believing all the lies that they tell. So... it's possible, sure, but it didn't really happen. Everyone knows it didn't really happen. He was actually placed at an entirely different place during that time. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, poor Brian Williams, he was a fantastic journalist for a long time on the news, but
But I just thought it was interesting because even he brought up in an interview I read, and I put the link and stuff in the show notes, by the way. He talks about it being similar to the Berenstain Bears thing. He even compares it to that because he really believes and remembers this stuff happening, and he can't explain why his memory is different than what happened. He can't explain it.
He maybe takes Ambien and had a really bad nightmare
I can't
or
take
something.
Ambien. I actually hallucinate.
I was going to say,
Ambien.
Ambien has made people go next door and kill their neighbors,
Yeah.
Ambien will fuck your mind up. So maybe he was having some Ambien dreams and it made him remember it. I don't know.
I saw a giant lizard walk up my wall
I don't
when
doubt
I was taking Ambien.
There was a preacher in Texas that took Ambien one time. The doctor had prescribed it to him, and that night he went next door and killed this entire family or something. I remember a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's something that he normally would have never done, but Ambien will make you do some crazy ass shit. I won't take it. I've never taken it. Not gonna do it.
Anyway, so in summary, do you think it is the multiple universe thing, like some other universe is bleeding through that has stuff similar to ours, but slightly different, some other paranormal reason, or maybe just what some people say, that it's just a psychological hiccup, basically, that it's such a common psychological memory issue that it happens to everybody at some point.
I think it's a left brain, right brain type of thing almost, that we remember things and that's the way we remember them forever, and to the point that that's what we believe, whether we believed it right or wrong, like the Berenstain Bears. I distinctly remember it. I'm seeing it in my mind right now. It is with an E, not an A. So I think remembering that from childhood and all the way up through childhood, that's how we're always going to remember it. And they might have changed it. We might be stuck in the Matrix. We might not. I don't know.
Yeah.
I doubt it. I don't believe in that shit, honestly. But it's freaky. There's a lot of freaky occurrences and a lot of freaky things that you just kind of, did that really happen, or did I dream it? Is that just how I remember it? But when you have millions of people who also remember that and believe that, there has to be some kind of fact base to it. So, yeah. I don't know.
It's like I was stating earlier, I have mental issues myself, and I'm getting older, so I'm having memory issues too, to the point where reading all of this stuff really trips me out, because I'm just no, that's how it is. I'm I refuse to. I'm no, something's weird going on here, because I remember this and that's how it is, but it totally messes with my head.
But I think it's okay to keep remembering it how it is.
Yeah. But I do think there is some merit to the multiple universe thing for several reasons. I think because we had discussed that same thing from when we talked about aliens and shadow people and stuff like that. So I think there's merit to that. I don't necessarily believe it 100%, but I think that it is an explanation that kind of makes sense to me.
We need Doctor Who.
I know, right?
We need Doctor Who and the TARDIS to take us back to 1982.
As long as it's
to look at my Berenstain Bears collection.
As long as it's David Tennant and he has some bondage stuff somewhere in there. Anyway, in the TARDIS somewhere.
That's for the other podcast.
Yeah, that's for the other podcast. Whoops. Shout outs this week. I have got to give a shout out to a new podcast I'm listening to. I don't know these people, so this one's just my personal shout out because I've been listening to it and it's really awesome. There's a new podcast called Radio Rental, which is true stories told by the actual people, and they're really creepy. And it's hosted by Rainn Wilson from The Office.
Wondrous. I've got to listen to that one.
It is so amazing. And the one reason why I'm bringing this up is because, Sabrina's doppelganger story.
Yes.
From episode 7. If you haven't listened to it, you should. There's a similar story.
Nice. I will definitely be
but
checking that out.
it's slightly different. It's this guy. I'll just give you the basics of it without giving away the whole story. This guy has a fight with his girlfriend, and they go downstairs. She packs a bag and leaves, and he's standing there stunned, not knowing what to do. He's basically thinking, it's over with my girlfriend. He's upset. She drives away, or I think she rides away in a cab or something. And then she comes up behind him and hugs him seconds later as the cab's driving away with her in it. And his girlfriend comes up behind him and hugs him.
That bitch done been replaced with a clone.
Oh, right?
I'm gonna have to research this, and I'm gonna have to check that out.
Just listen to that. I think it's episode 2, and it's the second story in that episode. I think there's 2 stories per episode.
Okay.
But you should definitely check this out because he hosts it and he pretends, Rainn Wilson hosts it, and he's like basically, pretending to be the manager of a video store, and that these are videos you're renting out to hear these stories.
That's pretty cool.
But it's really creepy and kind of cool, and you should all check it out.
And what's it called?
Radio Rental. Okay. Apparently it's a Cockney term, a Cockney slang term that means basically you're going mental. Like he's gone radio rental.
Okay. I like that.
But it's a really cool show. And also Screaming Chuy, which I think we're going to have a promo for back in the middle of the episode that you'll hear. So I think that's it. Contact us at mangledfairy@gmail.com or Sahara
at skitzoette@gmail.com. That's SKITZOETTE.
And look us up on all the social media.
Social media platforms.
We're All Cats,
Twitter, Facebook.
All Cats Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. Facebook, we have a group called All Cats Are Gray. So go look us up. Contact us. We're probably going to put together an episode soon where we're going to get you guys to either call in or write in stories, and we'll read them for you. And tell us your true crime or paranormal stories that you have.
That'll be fun.
It'll be a fun one. Because we don't have to do anything. Anyway.
Those are the best.
Okay, can we get this together in 3, 2, 1? Talk hard.